Mic check, mic check. All right, you should have sound now. I'm good now. I'm good now. Give me a thumbs up if you hear me. All right, we're just gonna roll. Um, we got a lot of basketball going on tonight. And then we thank you, Scott. Welcome, welcome in, my friend. Um, Sally Boy, what's happening? I was We almost wound up canceling tonight due to some like crazy stuff happening today. It was just one of those days. Stevie, what's happening? Always a pleasure. Um, one of those days. I came out of my house. I made a video because honestly, I didn't know what to do. I was trying to, whatever. I made a video early. I went live like for 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And Timmy, my man, what's up, my brother? So I came out of where I live. I came out of my building, and there's this young couple I know. Nice people. They have young children, and I see like 15 cop cars. So I immediately think, maybe the kid's in trouble. So I'm trying to give them like a little eye contact, like, you're all right, that kind of thing. And then I see the wife crying. And long story short, whoever didn't see, I put the video up. The young father, the father came over to me and said, Craig, my son's missing. So it just brought back right away. It just because we had a situation when my daughter was young. It just brought back some stuff, and some things. So you do what you just do what you do. You try to help, and as 6 hours became 7 and 8. Long story short, I tried to notify anybody I could to let them know that the boy was found. Thank God, safe and sound, unharmed. Uh, but after like it was close to that 9.5, whatever it was, 10 hours, we were doing whatever we could. Arguing with the cops. I wasn't arguing with the cops, but like I gotta tell, I know these guys didn't come here to hear this, but I gotta just say it. I actually had, I asked the father, I gave him the respect. I said, "You mind if I talk to these guys?" I told the cop, I said, "Why is there not an Amber Alert out? What, like, And I said it respectfully. I didn't say it with like the way I'm saying it now, like with like a little attitude, like. But I mean, their answer to me was, and to the right in front of the mother who's hysterical, you know, a boy is missing for 7, 8 hours at this point, not whatever it was, a long time. Um, and their answer to me was, well, we can't put out an Amber Alert because we don't have proof that he was kidnapped. I said, now I'm not good at, uh, handling certain things. I guess I'm just not good with responses. So I always had that problem of maybe not thinking before it comes out. So, and I didn't want to, they going through right now. That was like obviously traumatic. You're numb as a parent. You're numb. Maureen, welcome in. So, the cop tells me we can't put it out an Amber Alert because we don't know there's an official kidnapping. So, of course, I turn around and say, "So, well, what are you doing? Are you checking cameras? How long does that take? What do you have to get a judge?" Well, we have to get paperwork, this and that. And meanwhile, I want to tell them, like, how quick did it take to get a warrant to arrest somebody? Like, we're talking about a kid here that's missing. What are you doing? And then I don't want to go on a tirade about, maybe it's just what's happening in New York City. And maybe, the cops are doing, their hands are tied. I don't know. I don't know. But I know what I witnessed today and what this family, and thank God it ended up with happiness and smiles. But it wasn't that way for a good part of the day. And, if you're a human being, if you have any ounce of fatherhood, just any humanity in you at all, you would have felt that emotion. And thank God it ended well. But I always say, whoever's in this chat always hears me say at the end of it, normally, God bless, be safe, take care of your loved ones. You never think this stuff is going to happen, but wake up. Not anybody in particular. We got to be alert, man. Now this ended well. This could have not ended well. There's creeps out there. This is what they do. No different than guys would sit on a place to rob a joint, or set somebody up to rob them. There's people out there kidnapping kids every day. Kids are missing. I know I'm going too much with it. It's just my emotion. That's all. Anyway, we're here to have a. I know everybody wants to watch basketball, so we'll try to do this. I won't make it too painful. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. I gotta, as I'm getting younger, I need these guys. So just let me quickly, Maureen, thank you. Sally Boy, always. Stevie, my man. We do what we do, man. That's what we're supposed to do, right? As human beings, as men, help, help. Talking about kids, right, Stevie? Um, Scott, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming in. Welcome to the community of friends. We got a great crew here. Everybody respects and cares about each other. Truly, I believe that, and that's what makes us a drama-free zone. We like to keep it, and that's what we strive to do here. We don't talk shit. We talk facts and keep it moving. Stevie, what's up, my brother? Timmy Irish, always a pleasure. I'll talk to you after. I'll call you after what a day, Timmy. Sally Boy again, Scotty again, Matty Boy, are you sleeping on me yet? And I'm sure, you know, there's probably a lot of people think that I wasn't going to do this, what was going on today. But no, everything worked out fine. And I just ran late because it was crazy for a while. So I almost did cancel, but I was able to get this going. So without further ado, what do you say we jump into it? Um, I'm going to, anybody that's been here, you know what, Steve? I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to just answer Stevie's question here. I was listening to them talk, and there was a whole bunch of uniforms there, right? It kind of like I couldn't believe there was not any non-uniforms there, like a special unit. But what do I know, right? William, thank you so much today, brother. For every first of all, I want to thank everybody for their prayers and just showing their love and concern for a child that was missing, and understood how there's parents that were suffering for those 10 hours. Thank you to our community, for because the power of prayer, I believe, is important. And I knew if we could get the message out, not everybody's in New York City, you know, if we can get people praying. And it wasn't too long after that, this boy was found. But anyway, so Steve, yeah, I got tired. I heard them talk, and finally I said to the father, I said, "Yo, not yo." I said, "You mind? And it's not my business, but let me handle them," because they were like, you know, cops that their attitudes were, and I was shocked at the like nonchalantness. So I said that. I told the one cop, I said, "My man, let me ask you a question. We got no Amber Alert out yet. We're into the seventh hour here, and this boy is missing." And looked me dead in the face and said, "No, I can't. Jimmy boy, I love you, pal. I can't. We can't put out an Amber Alert because we don't know that it's an official kidnapping yet." Now the mother hears that, and now, I mean, she was already on her hands and knees screaming. You could imagine, the emotion of a parent. It wasn't my child. I'm an emotional guy, good and bad. Emotion comes in all different ways. It affected me my whole life, whether it was temper or loving too hard. Well, emotions come in many ways. It was very hard to see, parents suffering like that, and then get answers the way they were getting them from. I just, this will wind up being a tangent, and then I'm going to hold back on it, on how I feel about how shit is handled, man, in this city and maybe across the country. It's becoming a shit show. But let's jump into it. You guys didn't come here to, I want to just thank everybody about that. And thank you so much for caring about a young boy. Let's talk about tonight. I just have to make sure this is off so nobody's calling and you guys don't have to hear any phones ringing. Um, we set the table already about, I was trying to set the table for some people that don't understand how some things work. If you're not born into the life, if you're not born into the life, um, how you get recruited in, and in my case, that's kind of what happened. A little bit later than younger. Um, Told you so I could have went that way at a young age, didn't, but I did a little bit later. And full disclosure, like I've said in the other videos, I was all in, hands up, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play. So we set the table already. We explained all of that. Let's talk about some things that I might have been tasked with, or things that I came across from time to time. So I don't want to call them stories. They're actual events. What will we call them? Let me start this off. We'll use this. Let me give you one incident that I came across early, not early on, but um, we had a guy that had a flooring business. I also had a flooring business. So we had a guy that had a flooring business, and he was a Jewish guy. All right. Um, and long story short, um, I'm technically on his payroll. I want to drive this home. I'm on his payroll like I work for him. Um, I would pop in and out of the office. Okay. So I would be there, not often. I was in the street, but I was down as like a carpet salesman, and I was in the flooring industry, but I had a different company. It was totally different than him. Well, why? Well, because he was paying me a certain amount of money a week in what they call a draw. So he knew I had access to get them work. So what happens is he comes to me and says, for whatever reason, I don't know what made him think I don't know why he came to me, this owner of this flooring company, um, this Jewish man I'm going to tell you about. And he comes to me and he says, Craig, I was wondering if you could help us. Maybe you have some friends, they watch a lot of movies, so I think we have, I think because you're maybe look a certain way, or you got a vowel at the end of your name, you automatically are involved in something or have friends that can help. Well, truth be told, I was involved at that time and I was willing to help. So he needs Dex. Welcome in, my brother. So I said to him, what's the problem? What's going on? Well, and he's beating around. What's the problem? He tells me the problem. A contractor in Brooklyn. I would give you the contractor's name because I don't give a shit. That's the truth. Uh, I don't. recall it offhand. I will tell you that the person's name was Anthony, because that's who I wind up speaking with. So, long story short, he has an outstanding bill. Baywatcher, what's happening, my brother? So it comes down to what it always comes down to. So first off, I get asked, I get told by this man about his problem. And his contractor in Brooklyn has owed him, I think it was a little over 40,000 for a job he did. The other guy was the GC, general contractor, and he was just a flooring guy, a sub. But the guy has owed him over 40 grand for, now it was going on 5, 6 years. But it was well overdue the bill. Craig, if you could help me in any way, I'd really appreciate it. Okay? I wanted to make it clear to him. I probably could help him, didn't promise him anything. But in the back of my mind, I'm already thinking how much I'm going to make on him. That's the truth. And how it's going to get handled, I don't know. I know who I'm going to it with. So at this point, I was around an old timer in Brooklyn for a period of time. So I go to him first. I tell him about the situation with this Jewish man that I work for and their problem. And it worked out because he was in Brooklyn. The issue was of the guy that owed the money, the contractor was in Brooklyn. So I go to, he had a social club back then. We're probably talking 99, 98, somewhere like that. And he was a very dear friend of my father's. They grew up together in East Harlem. So I'm just telling you guys. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring the chat. I just figured I don't want to stop on you guys. I'll definitely get to all of you. So I tell him. He goes, "Well, what's up with him?" So I tell him this. I give him the lowdown. Well, he says the guy in Brooklyn owes him 40 grand for 5 years, whatever it was. He says, and he's just, all right, He says, what does he want from us? He's asking me if you could help him. He says, all right, yeah, we could help him. He says, when are you going to see him again? I said, well, if you want me to see him tomorrow, meaning the Jewish guy with the business, I'll see him tomorrow. I'll see him, I'll go in Manhattan, I'll see him tomorrow. Yeah, see him tomorrow and bring him here. So now he wants me to bring the Jewish guy to the club, the social club. Absolutely. So I go to this, it wasn't a warehouse, it was their office, their showroom, they called it. It was on 53rd, 56th and 3rd. If anybody knows where the Lipstick building is in Manhattan, I know there's some people here that will know it. I might be wrong on the street, but I was there a lot. But it was like right on the side street there, right near the Lipstick building, where Madoff tried to kill himself or whatever he did. But anyway, Brian G, what's up? So I go tell him that next morning I'm there bright and early, dressed for the day. Not going to spend much time with him, but I have to give him a message that now that you've asked for something and you wanted help with it, like you've asked me to help you, well, it's been given to somebody to help you. They would like to see you because they want to hear it from you. That was not told to me, but they want to hear it from him. They want to look him in the eye. And the gentleman that wants to speak with him, serious. When I say serious, no, just well-respected old-timer. Well-respected old-timer. I cannot say his name right now. Or I would. and someday I will. Those that know. Um, anyway, um, so I'm telling him he's got to go with me. I'm going to take him to Brooklyn. He's going to take a ride with me to Brooklyn, and he's going to explain the story. What his problem is right away. Oh my! What do you mean? I got to go to the social club, and he's like all nervous. He watched way too many movies, and I'll say his name. I don't. So his name was Nelson, and his father's name was Jules. They called him Julie, and I said, Nelson, relax, man. What do you? Well, you asked me to help you. I'm helping you. What do you? What do you? I don't understand. What? He was panicking, like, oh, why do I got to go to a social club? Why? I'm like, he wants to talk to you. He wants to hear it from you. Maybe I'm making up a story. I'm putting it that way. They want to hear it from you. You know the facts better than me. Things get lost in translation. You got to say what your problem is. You're going to be with me, right? You're going to be with me, right? Yeah, I'm going to be with you. All the way from Manhattan to Brooklyn. He drove in his SUV. He's driving all the way to Gravesend, Brooklyn. Um, I mean, all I heard was like an hour. It took that long traffic, an hour and a half of crying, whining. What's going to happen? Yeah. Oh my God. You're going to have a conversation. Like I had to like stop. It was like really starting to get irritating. You're going to explain your story. So we get to the social club. Um, I tell him, just stay by the door for a second. Why? I can't come in? Yes, you're going to come in, but just stay outside. I'll be right here. I'll be right out. So I go in, and I just want to see this. 1 second. All right. So I go in. I see my friend. He says, we say hello. We greet each other, of course. He says, where's your buddy? He gives me, there's a look. Where's your friend? I said, he's outside waiting. He's fucking petrified. I'm half laughing. He's got like a stone face, but I know he's laughing, not laughing, but I know it's hysterical to him. So he says, "Tell him to come in." So I go by the door. Nelson. He's like not where I told him to stay, right outside the door. He's like down the like on the corner. I don't know if he was planning, if he what he thought was going to happen. Way too many movies. Like, why would anybody hurt you? He didn't understand. They're gonna make money with you. They're gonna make money off of you. If your story's right, they're gonna make money off of you. He don't get that. I don't explain that, and I'm not supposed to, because I'm gonna make money anyway. Get him to come in. You know it, Will. You know it. So I get him to come in the social club. It's just hysterical because how nervous he was just to have a conversation and tell his side of a story. So what happens is, what is funny, go in. This man is sitting at the table, a table. There was 4 tables in this particular social club, and he's sitting at a table by himself. Bunch of guys in there, maybe, I don't know. I never counted. There was 10 guys in there, all doing their own thing. So my man is by himself. He waves me over. So Nelson comes with me, and my friend says to him, "Nobody asked for you. Go sit down." Just like that. I didn't ask you to come here. You sit down. When I need you or want to hear from you, I'll tell you to come over here. Some might find that harsh. He was an old timer, and that's how he talked. And he had no problem saying that to me or anybody else close to him. So I sit with him, and it was really just to. I don't want to say it was a show, but he's telling me, let me let him sweat a little bit. And all the guy is going to do is tell him a story about how somebody owes him money in Brooklyn. So he says, let him wait, let him wait. And finally he tells him, all right, come on, come on, come on. So Nelson, I don't want to keep saying the Jewish guy, but you got a picture. I'm trying to pick. I want you to picture this. He's about 5, and Jimmy told the story. That's why I laughed so hard when he said the Jewish guy was chasing him when the guy was throwing hundreds, and the guy would stop and pick up the hundreds, and the guy's getting away with a lot more money. But I want you to picture like a 5'4", 5'5", little Jewish guy that all he cared about was 10 cents, and he had that, like, there was like an annoying like whine to his voice. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. So he sits down. So the old timer says to me, Craig, I obviously brought him there. He says, so what's the story? So Nelson goes to talk. He says, I'm not talking to you. He totally played. He knows that. He knows Nelson knows I spoke to him, but he's letting him know you'll talk when I tell you to talk. Some will say, "Wow, that's fucked up," but it's all for a reason. It's all part of it, of this particular act, show, charade he needs to put on to show him how much he is needed by him. It's all, there's a reason for everything. So I'm about to repeat the same story I told him the day before about his problem. And I start to go into it a little bit. And he says to me, all right, Craig, thank you. Nelson, why don't you tell me what's going on? Everything. I got everything I need from Craig. What's going on? What's happening? Now he becomes very nice. Not that he was mean, but he just had a nicer tone. So Nelson goes, basically what he told me, but he's even pouring it on, like the wine in his words. It was still the same amount of money. It was over 40,000, and he's telling him, "You gotta help me, please. You gotta help me. It's not right. This guy beat us for 40-something thousand. Forget the number. He's a Brooklyn guy. He gave him. He obviously had the name of the contractor. If I remembered it, I would tell you that. I care less. I had no business with that contractor. I wound up dealing with him. You're going to find out. So I almost said his name, but anyway. So my man is listening to him, and he's going on and on. I've been in business for all these years, and now he's going into shit that had nothing to do. So he says, all right, relax. Somebody get him, you want something to drink? They get him a cup of coffee, whatever he didn't want nothing. He didn't even want water. And he's looking around, and I don't know what he thought was going to happen. I have no idea, but it was hysterical. So my man says to him, all right, so let me get this straight. Just like this. You're owed over 40,000. You've been waiting how long for it? Over 5 years? Yes. You didn't care about your money 5 years ago? No, I did, but every time we'd call him and ask for him, he would tell me, fuck you, I'm not paying you, or go see where you gotta go, and all of that stuff. And my friend says to him, and you accepted that? Well, what was I gonna do? I don't know who he is and all of that. He says, oh, okay. My friend says to him, yeah, you're right. You don't know who he is. And, we don't know. So you're right. You did the right thing. He says, Nelson, do me a favor. You could leave now. Craig, I need you to stay here. He told him all of that for a reason. You don't know who he is. And he's probably somebody real big that I might not even be able to help you. Knowing fully he didn't give a fuck who that guy was. he's going to get that money. So, long story short, he tells me, yeah. So he tells me, Francis, how are you? He tells me, he says, Craig, do me a favor. He says, go see this guy tomorrow. He says, here's what I want you to do with him. I said, whatever. Talk to me. What do you want me to do? He says, he puts the hand up. Relax. Because I'm on fire to whatever. I'm not, look, changed now. Different attitude then. Different way of thinking. I'm all in, I tell you that, in my mindset. So he says, here's what I want you to do. And, taking direction, like I said, is very important. Verbatim. He says, you're going to go there. You're going to see this. And he had the name of the contractor. And he told me that, we knew the name. But we're going to ask for he goes, I want you to ask for this Anthony. I think we had his last name too. And it was his contracting place was a different area of Brooklyn, but it wasn't so far away. It was more Cropsey Avenue. It was more industrial. It was maybe 15 minutes from Gravesend. I'm not great with Brooklyn. I'm just not. So he says, I want you to bring somebody with you. He goes, you want me to give you somebody? Or you have somebody you want to take with you? I said, I got it. I do it myself. He goes, no, bring somebody with you. And he's the old timer. I'll explain it why later. And it wasn't about violence. Well, it could be about violence, but it really wasn't. He knew, a lot tougher guys out there than me. Absolutely. But he knew I could handle a situation if need be. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been there. So he tells me, this is what I want you to tell him. Tell him that him who sent me there, who had a very big name in Brooklyn and a lot of boroughs, was well known. Tell him that company that he owes that 46, I think it was 46 now. As we go, it comes back to me. It's either 43 or 46. Let's say 43. This way I don't highball it on anybody here. That 43,000 he owes, I want you to make it clear to him that it's very possible that mutual friends of yours, meaning me and him, who he owes the money to, now own that company that Jewish guy used to own. So he's telling me to tell him the Jewish guy is no longer in charge of that company, the carpeting company, and the company is now owned by such and such, and they came across this bill that's been outstanding for 5 years, and here we are today. So he asked me, that's what it came down to, was going to be the conversation. So he says to me, you want me to give you a guy? You want to bring a guy? I tell him at first, no, I got it. He repeats it. You want a guy or do you have a guy? I said, no, I got somebody. I know he meant, no, I got it. I had somebody that I want, my choice. I was good. So I grab a dear friend of mine and I tell him, come on, I'm going to take a ride to Brooklyn. He's all fucking amped up. He, so excited. He was chomping at the bit. Because this would have been like his first even conversation that he was going to be privy to. And, it was really you just collecting the dead or passing a message. And he wasn't going to be too close anyway, but he was looking at it from the standpoint, quite honestly, I knew him, a lot of years. If I was going to crack somebody, you know, he's all in. That would be fun to this guy that I'm telling you is with me. So he was more excited, I think, about maybe that he thought somebody was going to get cracked and he'd be able to crack somebody. For whatever reason, my man's with me. We take that ride, and I'm told, I forgot, I left this out, because it's coming back. He told me, you asked for this gentleman, Anthony. You tell him what I repeated to you guys, and I told you guys. You tell him that I now, me and him are partners in this business, and we found this bill, and it needs to be straightened out. Um, and he says to me, he gives you any shit at all, exactly, verbatim. He gives you any bullshit at all, anything. Go wherever it is, walk away, call me immediately, and give me his answer. And then I'll tell you next. So it's one step at a time. So we go to Brooklyn. I get there, park, I don't know, park probably about a block and a half away. Honestly, not for any other reason, because there was just no fucking parking. There was no parking. So we really had no choice. So I know in my head, shit could go sideways. But I know I'm told not to do anything. If he has a crooked answer, don't leave. Call me right away. Got it. So we get there. Now it was I want you to try to just picture it. It's like one of them, like a big driveway. You pull in with one of them like 15-foot gates that you roll up. So they put, it was like not a small warehouse. So a truck could pull in, and maybe they had racks of carpeting in there. And then there was like an office, and then I guess his office was on top. So I go over to the gentleman, to the secretary. I asked for Anthony so and so. I wish I remembered his freaking name. Anthony so and so, whatever. And he's not here. Who's asking? I said, I didn't say. I said, do you have any idea when he's going to be back? Is he coming back soon? It was early. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I remember it being early, because he told me see him first thing. So she's like, I'm not saying she knew anything. No, but she knew I wanted to speak to him. Probably not about what, but she must have had an idea I might not have been a carpet salesman, because I wasn't dressed as a carpet salesman. I was dressed comfortable though. I was dressed comfortable. I wasn't dressed with dress shoes on that day. So long story short, I'm in and out of the warehouse. I'm in and out. I told her, no, I'll wait. He's coming here soon, right? Yeah, he should have been here already. I said, okay, I'm gonna wait for him. I'll wait outside. Everything's good. No, I just gotta ask him about a job, because she's prying now. Is there anything I could help you with? I said, no, it's all good. Everything's good. I just need to ask him about an idea. I think I said something about a job. I have an idea. So we wait outside, and I got my buddy pissing in my ear. Oh, he's making us, he's trying to, he's making us wait. He's making us wait. You gotta crack him. That's not, don't work like that. So she must have called him. She did call him. And maybe we waited 15 minutes, maybe. And he comes, not walking down the street. He was in the office the whole time. Remember I said there was like a secretary's office, and then there was an office above it. He must have been in that office. Uh, I'm not saying hiding, but whatever. So he comes out, and I'm actually looking down the block for, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a guy named Anthony. That's all I know. You know, I have no idea, nor do I care. Long story short, I introduced myself. Very nice. How you doing, Anthony? Anthony? Yeah, what? Right away. I said to him, Anthony? Just like that. Yeah, what could I do for you? Like, real hard, like, real hard. That's that Brooklyn hard shit. Whatever. Anyway, um, you could see my ear getting red. So it's bringing back those emotions. That was always a telltale sign. Like, you might be getting cracked at any second if my ears got red. As you can see, I'm getting emotional talking about it. Sorry, reliving it. So the way he said that to me, yeah, what you want? Like, like, who are you? I said, my name is Craig Gatto. I need 5 minutes, 3 minutes of your time. Be very quick. Soft spoken, very soft I was. So that gave him the move to play the alpha, which I, I wanted him to play the tough guy because he had no idea what I had for him, whatever way it was going to go. Long story short, again, I said that twice. We get through all of that. What could I do for you? What do you want? Bop, bop, bop. A lot of that barking shit. I actually said to him, are you done? Now I'm getting aggravated a little bit. Are you done? But I'm also told don't crack him. Don't do nothing. Talk to him. And then let me know. I said to him, listen, here's the situation. We used to do business with a company. I don't remember their name, but it was Nelson and Jules. I wanted to see. Why? He doesn't say no or not. Why? So you know them. All right. Here's why I'm here. Good. I'm glad you remember. I said, here's the thing. They're not in business anymore. They're out of business. I took over the business. I bought the business from them. I have a partner. And as our people were going through, all the past due accounts, this folder popped up and it shows you, I don't know, 43,000, I think it is. Playing dumb a little bit with the figure. I might have said 40. I'd have to check my records. I said, well, that's fine. You want to check them now? Because I know what you owe. The folder's here, the bill's here. So, and he's really like, not, yeah, he's stolen. He's stolen. Yeah, he's stolen. So, there's only so much stolen you're going to put up with. That's the truth. So I finally said, oh, look, Anthony, here it is. You owe the money, okay? Let me put it to you this way. It's exactly what I said to him. Let me put it to you this way, Anthony. We might have mutual friends. You might know my partner, okay? You might know him. I'm not here to tell you who my partner is. I'm just telling you I was asked to come here because it's my business and his business. And he wants the bill to be paid. That bill's got to get paid. It's not going away. The bill's not going away. I know it. And then he goes into like a little tirade. And what he said next is what told me about who he was. He said, I know what this is. This is a shakedown. Well, A, it wasn't a shakedown. You owed money, and a legitimate bill. B, by you telling me it's a shakedown, tells me you're a fucking clown and I should have cracked your head wide open right there. You're a fucking pissant. You're nobody that claimed to be a tough guy. You're telling me this is a shakedown? So, but I didn't act that way. And I'm sorry for sharing it like that. No, I'm not. No, that's my emotion right now. Again, my ears red. So I tell him, shakedown. What are you talking about? This is a bill. Look, you're not going to take care of the bill because my partner's waiting for my phone call. That's exactly what I tell him. So what are you telling me? I'm not going to stay here all day going back and forth with you. You want me to get the folder? I got the bill. How are you going to work this out? What could you do today? What can you give me right now? I wasn't even told to do that, but I figured if I came back with something, is it good for me or bad for me? Well, it just shows I'm uh, I'm 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 eager. I don't know. It shows that I care about what was asked. So now I'm aggravated as well. But I am sticking to what was asked me to do. He goes through the whole shakedown thing. He realizes I don't give a shit about what he's saying, and I'm telling him, look, shakedown, you owe the money. This ain't a shakedown. And you might be saying something about somebody you know from the neighborhood that's partners in this company now that we own. So the Fish family who owned, that was their last name, Fish, Jules and Nelson Fish. I'm not laughing at it, it's just the name. Um, so if they come across this story, hey guys, how you doing? So um, he's just carrying on. So it ends up, it's a fucking shakedown. He's still going on about that. I said, you know what? I'm done with the shakedown shit. That's what I told him. I'm going to take this as you don't give a fuck, right? You don't care, and you're not paying the bill, right? Right? Before I leave, I want to make sure I'm understanding you. You're not, I'm shaking you down. You don't give a shit about nothing. Forget the 40. You're good. You're comfortable. You're okay. Fuck me, right? Fuck me. And now remember, I told you I got a friend with me, but he's off a little bit. But I know he's looking to do something silly, and I can't have him do anything silly. So thank God he doesn't. I tell him, you have a good day, Anthony. And he's starting to turn his back to walk into the warehouse. I'm going to walk away and make that phone call. I do know when I make that phone call what I'm probably going to be told next. Um, and, we can't guess, or predict what would have been said, but I know what would have been asked of me. Well, I'm not going to waste a trip to Brooklyn and have somebody tell you, fuck you and your bill, after he was told that a new company's in charge of this old company and the outstanding bills need to be paid. So I'm walking away and he's still, I could hear him screaming, it's a shakedown, it's this, that. I know a shakedown when I see one. And all I'm saying in my head is, this guy has no fucking clue how bad it's going to get for him. Just for now, he's a clown. He's a nothing, a nobody. He's got nowhere to run. He's this is going to sound foul to some people, but when you're living that life, everybody else is just a civilian ant. You're an ant. You're not. You mean nothing. I'm not thinking about you. That's just that mindset. So walking away, I got my friend pissing in my ear. Fucking, let's go back. I'm telling him to shut up because he's starting to annoy me now. Dear friend Anthony, if you're watching, you remember. So I get maybe, I don't know, 100 feet from the warehouse. I'm going to go make that call. And I'm going so far back that I believe I was going to do it from a payphone because I remember him saying, call me from a payphone if I'm correct. So I believe there might have still been a payphone in 99. If not, I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I am. That's how detailed I want to be with you on this. So otherwise, I wouldn't have really walked that far. I would have just made that call. But for a lot of reasons, he didn't want it from my phone, and I think it was definitely a payphone. I'm more than sure. So if anybody wants to see if we had payphones in Brooklyn in '99, you could do my work for me. I appreciate it, but I believe it was. So I don't get that far. I get maybe 100 feet from the warehouse. I hear my name now. He's screaming, Craig, Craig. It gets better. Mr. Gatto. Guy was older than me. I'm, I'm young, late 20s, early 30s, maybe 32. He's probably maybe 40. I don't know. I never asked for anybody's birth certificate. I'm trying to remember, they didn't ask for mine. And now he's screaming down the street as I'm walking to wherever I'm going to make that call and give the bad news and how rude he is. I'm going to lay it on thick because my ear's red again. So that's how upset I was that day. So, Craig, 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 Craig. My friend is telling me now, he's screaming your name. He's screaming your name. I said, I hear him. Keep walking. Let him come and chase us down. I knew what I was doing. I make believe I don't hear him. And it's Craig, Craig. Now my boy is telling me he's jogging. He's jogging after us. Good. Let him fucking jog. Right? It's a game you're playing. You're playing a game. You're playing poker. Now he's got to come to me. He's got a problem. I don't have a problem. He's got the problem. He don't know it yet, but he knows it. Why do you think he's jogging to me? Maybe he surmises something. Maybe he thinks he might have said something stupid. Anyway, I can't answer for him why he talked the way he talked. But anyway, I turn around and say, oh, that's you? What's up? Now I'm not talking about nothing that we had spoke about. Can I talk to you? I said, we just talked. Well, you made it very clear to me. What's there to talk about? It wasn't my first conversation. So I knew, I understood how to have these conversations. I did. He says, I need to talk to you, please. Sure, talk. Must have been something you forgot, right? Maybe he wants to tell me something he forgot. No, I've been thinking, I've thought about it. I remember doing business with their company, and I didn't realize it was that much. Um, is there anything we can do? I said, it's kind of, yeah, I'm partners in the company, but kind of out of my hands, You told me it was a shakedown and this and that. I tried to tell you, to probably, you probably maybe a mutual friend, maybe it's somebody meaning like making him think he was somebody. Jerk off. He was nobody. And so that's the game I played. Now I wanted him to think about his mouth. I wanted to think about every comment he said. I wanted him to fucking think about before what might come his way. Long story short, again, that's number 3. Can you please tell your friend, he has no idea who my friend is, I don't say who it is, that can I get a number? Can I get anything? I said, Anthony, listen, I'm going to go make a phone call. I'll be right back. I'm going to speak to my friend. I do know he doesn't want to speak to you. I can tell you that. That's why I'm here. I said, are you going to be here in 5 minutes when I get back, or am I going to have to sleep here? Do I have to put a tent up in front of your place or inside your fucking store, your warehouse? Because I will. Now I'm showing him a little bit different side of me. No, 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 no. Well, okay, I said, because, the shakedown remark kind of bothered me. I'm still thinking about it. I told him that. He didn't apologize for it, but he was like trying to backtrack a little bit. I make the call. He waits there. He doesn't even go inside because we could see him from where we were. And my friend, I told you, he's giving me a fucking play-by-play of everything that's going on. So I call my guy and I tell him, look, he says to me, what's his story? I said, I told him, everything that you asked me to tell him, but he doesn't seem, at first he wasn't receptive at all. He told me some things, I can't say on. He says, no, say him. Like, the phone was good. I said, I'm shaking him down. No, when it was shakedown. We own the company. What the? No, 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 no. He says, here's what, and what else? He says, was he really, really rude? I really wanted to tell him, yeah, he was really fucking rude and he took a swing at me. I wanted to make up a whole bunch of shit, but outside, I told him about, he said it was a shakedown and this, that, and the other thing. And he had an attitude. I said, but then, he ran us down the block and made sure. He said, is there anything you could work out? He said, all right, listen, go back there right now. And Ruby, go back there right now and tell him that, and he made me write down a phone number. He says, and you get his business card and tell him to give you a number where he could be reached 24/7. Because your partner, my partner, meaning him, is going to get in touch with him today, that same day. So we go back. Tough Anthony is outside. I tell him what the story is, and now he went from being, I know what this is and all of that, to now he wants to know. I said, my friend said, here's his number, but he prefers right now you give me your number because he's going to be calling you very shortly. And he expects you to answer the phone. It's exactly what was needed to be said. He had it, make sure you answer the phone. Because honestly, he doesn't want to keep sending me back here. It's tiring. It's a lot involved. Everybody's got better things to do. And you got a good business. Pay the bill. Just pay the bill and your business is flourishing. You're doing great. You don't have 40,000. I'm saying these things to this guy. You don't have 40,000. Look at the size of this warehouse. Really? The optics are bad, Anthony. I got to tell you. No, Anthony. Sorry to disappoint everybody. Anthony doesn't get left in the warehouse. We don't violently. It was more of a game, a poker game, for this one. And then shortly, Anthony made that call, Anthony made that call. And guess who did not get paid? Can anybody in the chat tell me who did not get paid? Because the money was paid. Nelson. I didn't write the rules, pal. That's how it worked. They felt, I'm sure, I didn't know this for a fact. Right, Maddie. Jules, oh my God. Jules and Nelson didn't get paid. Why? One, they probably saw a very bad weakness in them. I mean, like, not manly at all. Two, there's no question in my mind they felt if they didn't give a fuck about their money for 5 years, we're going to do all this fucking legwork and give it to him. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it happens a lot. It happens a lot. So all ended well for my old timer friend. God bless him every day. Um, and we'll move on to another one now. But that one did not end in any. I did think that, um, no question in my mind, I was probably going to be told to crack him. Maybe, definitely some sort of, let him understand, that it needs to happen. But that was his way of having me handle that situation. So, it's important back then that you listened and did what you was asked of you, nothing more, nothing less. I did a little extra with the mouth, um, but not overboard. So, but it worked out for everyone except the party that was owed the money, because remember now, they didn't they didn't no longer own the company. There was a new owner of that company. That also took place, I believe. Number two, how about we go for another one? Well, you don't. Should I give it, Maddie? What do you think, Maddie? Craig, you should have gave Nelson and Jules $100. Go get yourselves lunch, guys. That's all I could get for you. Well, I'm going to continue with, only because you said that. I'm going to tell you a little something more about Jules and Nelson. Not proud of this, but I told you in the end. I've always said this. Anybody knows, understands. In the end, somebody gets hurt financially. I don't always mean that physically. Yeah, that can happen too. But in the end, it's somebody's always getting hurt financially. Well, I used to be in that office with them, not every day, and they would pay me back then what they called a draw. They called it. I never heard of it in my life, but anyway, it's called a draw. They would give me 600 a week cash. I told them that's what I wanted, to be there, show up whenever. And I told them I was going to get them every carpet job in the city that I can get for them, and we'll split it. But you got to give me 600 a week, because in the end it's going to work out for you guys, because I'm going to get you big work. So if you want me to, use your place as a showroom and this, that, and the other thing, I need 600 a week. It's not asking for much. If I was going to work for you, you gave me 1,500 a week. I don't know, plus a percentage of what I do. So you're going to give me 600 a week cash, and I'm going to bring in work for you, because I had buildings in Manhattan. Forget about the archdiocese stuff we talked about. I had properties in Manhattan. I dealt with the facility managers that I had would get all the carpet work. Well, what happens is I guess after about 6 months, this happened after, it finally blew up. But a lot of things were going on. Um, so I'm getting a lot of jobs, and I'm not giving it to them. So they're giving me 600 a week, and I'm telling them how slow fucking business is. I can't believe it. Nobody's doing nothing. Meanwhile, we're banging out 5 floors at a time at 40 broad, 60 broad. If you City Spire builder, I mean, we're doing floor after floor through another company, which was my flooring company and my cousin's flooring company. They'll know if they're watching. Dex, who I'm talking about. And nothing's being turned into Mr. Fish and the other fish. I'm not saying it's right, but that was the mindset. So he finally mustered up the balls to not accuse me, but yeah, he accused me. Uh, we heard that you're doing a lot of work under another company, and we're giving you $600 a week. Now, mind you, imagine the nerve of me that he's 100% right is what he's saying. It's true. I am doing that. But I'm actually insulted that you have the balls to say that to me. Just picture that. How dare you fucking say that to me? And he's 100% right. He was telling the truth. It's true. I didn't give them a single job. I might have gave one and took a good piece of it. So I'm taking 600 a week, bang, 600 a week. It's not a lot, right? 600, and we're doing work, and they're not getting a piece of it. That's how it works. So they think they don't want to, I flipped a couple of chairs in the office. Their showroom got ugly one day. It got messed up. They couldn't show any carpet to potential customers for a while. The showroom got a little messed up. I didn't sleep well the night before, so I didn't have much patience. Plus, I was insulted by his question that me and whoever might be robbing from them. How dare you? So uh, he thinks it's a good idea to speak to the nephew of the guy he eventually, I don't know if it was before or after, that he never got paid from in Brooklyn. So he's going to go to my cousin and say, who I'm partners with in the business that all the work is going to. Do you know what Craig is doing? Please talk to him. And my cousin tells him, listen, guys, there's no I can. There's none. He's not going to listen. Look, I think it's best. He's going to go about his business. He won't come back. I'll talk to him, but just let it go. Let it fucking go. Let it go. He's not going to listen. So that was happening. So long story short, that was a little extra. I don't know if I was lying, but that was just the mindset. No, he wasn't Hasidic, but there were a lot of Hasidics in the business. They were what you call, I guess, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I was going to say to you, your typical Hollywood Jew. I don't know what to say. Zionist Jew. I don't know what they. I don't know. I mean, I know like I'm Nabalidan, right? I don't know if somebody said what kind of Italian you. No, well, I'm American, but Naples, so we're Nabalidan. I don't know. I think Francis. They definitely weren't Hasidic. So that's there was a little bit more to the Jules and Nelson Fish stuff. So I figured I would just tell you about that, um, and how the nerve of them to ask me that question. Imagine that I was actually upset that they asked me that, and they were totally right. But you're not supposed to ask me that. That's the fucking mindset. Like, how dare you ask me that question? Am I robbing you? Of course I'm robbing you, but you can't ask me that. Imagine that is your mindset. That is your mindset. That's just a fact. That's your mindset. It- you know, it's not my mindset today, but that was my mindset. I'll tell you another one. It's not a big. I don't know what's big and what isn't. They're just events that came across. I'm active, very active in the Bronx at this particular time, and I'm in the middle of actually at this time my case is going on. We've already been rounded up, whatnot, pop, pop, pop. I'm going to jump around a lot with different things, and this actually took place on a construction site. What I'm going to tell you. Um, Again, Uh, I'm going to say it for what it is. Not proud of it. But it truly started out as not a joke, but just to let somebody understand you got a big mouth and your mouth's going to stop. So I'm on a construction site. I'm on 38th and 3rd Avenue. We're going up 40 something stories. I am put on that job for the time being. Guys are we're all going to court. So we're all doing the smart thing. Again, like I mentioned before, construction sites are full of guys, whatever. So I'm not working, but I'm there. I'm there. And we had this laborer who would constantly like throw names around. And, it's, I don't want to say it's a New York thing or an Italian thing, but it's a person thing. People like to do that. And on construction sites. Do you know who I know? You know who I am? All of that kind of shit. Well, you know, I'm in the middle of a case. Um, I'm not screaming. Do you know who I am? Do you know anything about me? So I don't have time for none of that. You just don't have time for that. I actually was taught full disclosure. The first time anybody says to you, "Do you know who I am?" Leave them right there, right there. Leave them there, and we'll worry about it later. That's the truth. Now, literally, was that meant? Yeah, but that you got to pick and choose when it's that serious or not. So this person is constantly, every day, annoying. I'll tell this one, I'm going to go to this one, I'm telling this one, I'm going to tell that one. Well, on this particular construction site, one young gentleman had just came home from doing an eight-year bid, 8 or 9. If he ever comes across this, I love you, pal. There's somebody in the chat who knows this particular story and knew this person I'm talking about, who I became close with as he came home and was put on this job site that I happen to be on. So he sees, all the, who I am and all the bullshit, and he knows I'm getting tired of it. He just gets home. He understands I'm in the middle of a case. He just did 8 years. We have another guy with us, street guy through and through. No doubt. I mean, through and through. I mean, on this particular job, there was a lot of guys that were in the street that were there. A, they were just coming home. B, they were there for that moment to just, and I was there because I had to be. I'm fighting a case. It looks good. You got a job. So it gets tiring. So now I'm getting tough guys telling me, Greg, what are you going to fucking do with this big mouth? So I said, you know what? I'm about tired of it too. I said, all right, we had this guy. I'll just use a nickname. Um, Apples. That was. I said, get Apples. Tell him I want to see him. All right, we got one jerk off here. You saw that movie? That's good. Glad you saw the movie. I hope you watch the next one too. If anybody sees any retards in here because they can't help themselves, just throw them out. Throw them out. We got no time for them. We got no time for them. Let them go wherever they got to go. Listen, if you're still watching, why don't you go to your mother's house? Yeah. Go to your mother's house or I'll let you come back in. I'll put you on stage, show your face, and we can have a conversation like gentlemen. Otherwise, don't hide behind a fake name, punk. I'm 57. What are you worried about me for? Punk ass. Sorry. Anyway, so they're telling me, Gianni, my man. So they're telling me, what are you gonna do? This mouth is out of control. Now this labor is throwing water on us. It's like a joke. Water, the mouth. I said, go get Apples. Tell him I want to see him. So Apple's a Brooklyn guy. Man, yeah, anybody, just throw it out. Long story short, I don't want them to ruin our shit. Clown. So I said, get Apples. Tell him I need to talk to him. Yeah, what's up, Greg? I say, listen, I get two other gentlemen that I want to have help me in this situation. I said, listen, you're going to get so-and-so. It's early in the morning, it's 8 o'clock. Job's just getting started. Tell them that tell this person there's a piece of concrete I need chipped out. It's in the basement. You two divvy it up however you want to do it. Apples, you're going to take them down there. The other two guys I told you, one just came home, and the other one was home for a while already, but running rampant. They're going to be waiting. It's like a sub basement. It was like three stories down. When you go up a certain amount of height, you got to be a certain amount. Dave will tell you got to be a certain amount deep, foundation wise. So, Chicago, thank you for all that love today. Thank you, brother. So, I tell them when he comes down the basement, because it was dark down there, a lot of rats. It was a sub basement, really, and they would use it for like prints or for, the architect shit, whatever. Make believe. As soon as Apples points up at the concrete that I want chipped out, you guys there was a plank set up, and we're going to put this person and we're going to duct tape him to the plank. And it was just going to end with a little hazing. Now, some might find that to be not a hazing. That's a little too much. Put up with a lot of talking, throwing water. So what happens is this person is getting duct taped to a plank 3 stories below. There's a lot of noise on a construction site. You can't hear anybody yelling and screaming. And as the duct taping is going on, I'm assuring this person, it's going to be fine. Relax. You're going to be here for a little bit. But you're going to learn not to talk. You just shut your mouth. Stop saying who you know. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. We'll make sure you get your coffee break, meaning you're going to be on the plank. Well, we'll make sure you get coffee. But then the gentleman that just came home, he's getting a flashback. And as he's duct taping this person, he's getting really into it. And I could see I won't say he's enjoying it, but hell no, he's really duct taping hard. We went through 3 rolls of that gray, heavy duct tape. But this laborer had a big mouth. Big mouth. It had to stop. What happens, though, is this. Nobody's thinking about anything outside of we did the right thing. This needed to happen. This person's not hurt. They're just being detained for a little while. That's really how. I know it's not a normal thought. So I was told later on, but back then, fucking totally normal to us, especially to me, to maybe anybody that's tired of hearing somebody talk. I don't know. So what happens is, it's probably about 11 o'clock in the morning. and I see my shop steward, who I've mentioned before, and if he sees this, Stevie, how are you? He comes over. I see from Scottish, Irish. His ears are red like mine are now, and he's walking towards me, and he's like, "I gotta talk to you." I could hear it from like 30 feet away. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? And he's looking at me. He goes, "You know what the fuck I'm gonna say?" I said, "No, I don't know what you're gonna say. Say it." Who? I don't want to know. He's going like this to me. I don't want to know. Who the fuck duct taped so and so in the basement to a plank because they're still in the basement on a plank? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you asking me? But really, what's going through my mind is, holy shit, I forgot that this person was still duct taped to the plank. So the coffee break that this person was promised never happened. Not only that, if he didn't come to me, this person might have slept on that plank. I forgot, totally forgot. The job was a busy job. And he says to me, I know it's you, you sick fuck. I said, I'm telling you, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. He goes, listen, I'm not going to argue with you. We're all going to fucking jail. That's what he says to me. We're all going to jail. I said, I don't know. Who's for what? What are you worried about? Nobody did nothing. We're all going to fucking jail, you sick fuck. You keep saying something, I don't know what you're talking about. He knew I did it. Long story short, I wouldn't tell him that though. And he knew I did it. He said, please, whatever happens, do your best to have somebody get this person unfucking taped from the plank right now. And let's pray that nobody gets kidnapping charges, all the bullshit, unlawful, whatever he came up with. And I got to tell you that nobody even thought of that for half a second about any of that. Not a second. So somebody goes down there, cuts the tape, and I got to tell you, and I've told Timmy Irish knows this story. Matt, I think, might know it. I don't know if Tex knows it. And whoever was on that job site knows it. Uh, they're telling her how sorry that it took so long to get back down there, cut the tape off. Sorry for laughing. But, you know, we aren't going to tell the person we totally fucking forgot. But I think they said there was an emergency or something, whatever was said. And I got to tell you, though, it could have went a lot of different ways. It could have went where maybe becomes a law-abiding citizen with all that big mouth. And now there is a problem. Maybe the union. None of us gave a shit anyway. That's the truth. We knew the talking needed to stop, and that was a way to stop it. But we totally forgot that instead of it being like maybe an hour of punishment of, okay, you're on timeout now. I know it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, I know. But, you know, next time you'll think about throwing water on people or telling us who the fuck you know because nobody cares. Nobody. And you'll know that we're men. So get comfortable. But we totally forgot this person was on a plank for probably 4 hours. And then here's what I want to tell you. When I tell you that person wound up becoming one of the fucking coolest laborers I ever worked with. Now, I'm not saying this because, for whatever reason, wind up becoming a really cool labor that was trusted. And yeah, the talking stopped, but actually was turned out to be a pretty cool dude. Um, I hope you. That was my mindset then, guys. It's not who Craig Gatto is today. We got a lot to share. I've kept you a long time tonight. Today's been a crazy day. I hope. You know what? I'm gonna put my glasses on. If anybody thinks, look, guys, you want to hear it, I'm going to tell it to you, and I'm going to tell you the way it happened. Let me see what we got going on here. All right. We should all get together and have a drink for Easter. Sounds good to me. Gianni. Well, I don't know. I got to tell you, Gianni, I'm telling you, 3 full rolls of duct tape, and my man was taping hard. It wasn't like, you got an easy tape job and you had a very tight tape job. And all serious, I could tell you a little bit more. My partner wanted to put peanut butter all over the tape to let this person know that when we shut the lights, hopefully the rats were going to get to him before we get him off that plank. And he was telling him that we're going to fucking put peanut butter all over these fucking Greg. Let's get the peanut butter. And Timmy Irish is probably laughing because he knows who I'm talking about. And you put 3 guys that think similarly alike and understood things a certain way. It didn't matter if it was on the corner, on a construction site, or in the street. It's going to get handled one way or another. That it just happened to get handled that way because we're on a site. But Francis is cracking up. Sometimes Davey, look, I say it for what it is. I know it could be brutal, the brutal truth, but I believe in the brutal truth. Um, we can't run from it, right? But we get better for it, and we know it's crazy shit. Not crazy, but like, come on, who's thinking like that? But let me tell you, man, this person was yapping, and then throwing water on us like it was a joke. What are we fucking 10? You're gonna let somebody shoot me in the face with a water gun? No, especially when your ego is, you think, Nick, my man, Nick. You got a crazy, stupid ego, and a lot of things are in your head, and you can't allow that to happen. You can't be talked to a certain way. So, a duct taping was needed. Um, I thank everybody for being here so much. I don't want to say I hope you enjoyed the story, but I hope it wasn't boring. Um, and we'll do this on Tuesday nights. Today was a crazy day. I'm sorry we were running late and whatnot, but everything turned out to be beautiful, thank God. And that young boy is home, and we wind up still being able to get together and I guess have some laughs, or you guys will get to tell everybody this guy was off his rocker. But disrespect, in any form. I don't care what you're doing for a living. Well, I don't care if you're working in Target, because I work in Target. Okay, let's make believe I work for Target right now. I'm going to let somebody abuse me. At 57 years old, I'm not going to let anybody abuse me. Yeah, you could whip my ass up and down the street. Anybody can get the jump on anybody. That could happen. Doesn't mean I'm going to accept it. I don't know. I don't know if I have the duct taping ability anymore. It'd be hard to find a plank, but I don't know. Sure, we could think of something. No, I'm only kidding. Listen, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. It was kind of last minute. That thumbnail went up late. Again, it was a wild day, but it ended up. Davey, I love you, brother. I love all you guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Let me put him up. Give him his minute. What union? Do your homework and you'll figure out what union, Clint. Look, I gave you 10 seconds of fame. All right? You feel good? Go ahead. I'll let you throw in another. Hey, Dirty Harry, why don't you come up here, Dirty Harry? Show your face. Show your face. No avatar. And let's have a conversation like men. Why don't we do that? Doesn't mean I'm going to answer your questions. I already told them. I told my people what they need to hear. All right, Clint? Right. That's what I thought. You got your minute? You got your moment? Good. I'm glad you got it. I gave it to you. Remember who gave you your minute of fame? Dirty Harry. I love that. I got to tell you, that's a good one. I give him credit. That was a fucking good one. Dirty Harry. I don't recall saying I had a cowboy hat on or a 45 or 357. Maybe I did. Did I? Maybe. Did I say I came in on a horse? Did I say I hit anybody? Does anybody remember Dirty Harry taping anybody to a plank? I don't know. I mean, I think it would be more like not Van Damme. I don't know. I'm insulted with Dirty Harry. I'm better than Dirty Harry. How about this? We're all good. Listen, Billy Boy, what's up, brother? How are you, my man? We just wrapping up, just shooting the breeze here, having a good time. Hope all is well. So we had two tonight, Dirty Harry and I forget the other clown. So, somebody said, we are no drama here. So we're going to if anybody sees like clown shit like that, just chase them, get rid of them. They're not worthy of being around our whole community. They're not not about me. They're not worthy about being in that chat with you guys and girls. They're not, and we're not going to entertain drama because none of these clowns will come up here without an avatar and talk all of the hot shit. They just look. You can do that. You can do all of that. That's great. That's great. You feel good? Good. Not going to stop us from doing what we do. Never will. I hope everybody had a. God bless you. God bless all you guys. I hope you guys had some entertainment tonight, and I was able to give you a few minutes of relaxation and maybe some laughs, maybe some thoughts. I don't know. But next week we continue it. Yeah, you go, William. Thank you, my brother. But anybody in the chat, everybody's got a wrench. Please, I don't have my glasses. I'm bad with that. If any clowns come in, just toss them, get rid of them. We don't even have time for their comments. Who cares? Who cares? Listen, I say things because I'm not afraid to say them. Because many people, unfortunately, seen these things. We did a lot of things we did out in public. What I'm telling you, how could you make something like that up? I'm showing my face. I'm naming shop stewards. I'm telling you where the job site was. Really? I'd have to be the biggest fucking idiot in the world. Right? I mean, just fucking common sense. Oh, people. Anyway, Dirty Harry ran away with his fucking buddy, whatever his name was. Yeah, I know, Stacks. That's why I called you. I'm going to talk to you, my brother. Chicago, what's up, my brother? You got no choice, you know what I mean? Tom, thank you, and I want to thank everybody for all the love and support today for those parents. Sure, William, you go right ahead, man. Go right ahead. Anybody, go right ahead. Right ahead. Absolutely. I hope everybody's okay. I thank everybody again for coming in tonight. Obviously, all the time. Stay vigilant, stay safe, watch our children. Look, we say this every night, and then a situation today. Thank God this little boy was found fine. But keep your eyes open, man. Crazy people out there, and I'm not talking about duct taping people to planks. That was a prank, not a prank. It just we totally forgot, you know. So we're guilty for forgetting, yes. But a kidnapping didn't take place. It was a detainment of some sort, I guess. Anyway, you guys have a great night. I thank every last one for coming in, all those watching in the weeds, even the trolls. Thank you so much. That I mean, and this chat means so much to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, have a great night. Love you. Be safe. God bless you. Take care of your families. Thomas, thank you for all your comments. Awesome. Tommy Stakes, thank you for helping today. I know, if you see this or not, it's all good. Thank you for helping. I meant what I said today when I thanked you. I don't say things, I just say them. Gianni, thank you. Osada, Baywatcher, Cinnamon Girl, always. Davey T, William, my man. Baywatcher, chatting with Stacks, Billy Boy. Drop the links, whatever you want to drop. Chicago Muscle, thank you for all your support today. Thank you for coming in tonight. Thomas Fitzgerald, thank you so much. Dex, my man. Francis, thank you so much. I don't want to miss nobody. I hate this. Johnny, again, I want to just make sure I don't miss nobody because I'm sure. Nick, man, I forgot. Nick, thank you, brother. Thank you, my brother. Nick, thank you. Davey T, always. I don't want to forget anybody. Matty Boy, I would have forgot you. OG Ruby, Maureen Frick, always. Baywatcher, awesome. Everybody, we just got a great community. I really feel that way. We got a great group, community, and friends, and I mean that fully. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. You guys want to continue this on Tuesday nights? We can. We'll change. Look, I like to change shit up. You know that. I don't. Where it's like in life, you got to be well rounded. It's just a little blip on the screen in the grand scheme of things in my life. Did a lot of different things. Always had hustle in me. I always said that. But the wise guy stuff, yeah, can't run from it. But it is what it is. Frankie, Frankie. I just want to tell everybody, thank you again. Love you guys. Thank you for all those prayers, those parents. It meant the world to them that we were able. That's where social media, honestly, and that we have a community to speak to. It meant a lot because it got out quick, and the power of prayer, is big. I knew, nobody lived in that area. I mean, I was guessing outside of, one person that is different. He was in the neighborhood and he was ready to rush over with his car to help the father drive around. Dex Dallas was ready to roll. And all the community, man, and other content creators, OG Mike. I was trying to reach Billy Stacks. Billy would have been all hands in. And I just knew, try to get that message out. And somehow I got to Instagram. And Tommy Fitzgerald, Francis, everybody that just showed that support. I honestly, I was like, not panicked, but it bothered me. It bothered everybody, obviously. Child, and you can't have that. And it's I would never think oh, let me go to social media, but I knew from a prayer standpoint that would help. We could get the word out. There's a little boy. We need people to please stop praying for this little boy to get home. And if somebody did have him, I didn't go that far with it. Please let him at least go home at some point. A lot of things going through my head for a lot of reasons. Someday I might share them, you know. But anyway, love you guys all. I mean it. I say it a lot, but I do mean it. Uh, you guys are great. We had to. Hope you don't. Oh, the talk. Believe me, duct taping. Well, they got off easy with duct taping. It was easy. He got off easy. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry it went a little longer than it should have. I forgot. I told you I have ADD. I forget. I can't multitask. So it reared its ugly head. So you guys are the best. We got nothing tomorrow night. I'll see you guys Thursday night. And then, of course, we got the signature, Mr. James D'Amato. And we roll from there. So you guys have a great night. Be safe. Keep your head eyes open. Not with your head down looking at your cell phones. You don't need to hear that shit from me. But be safe. A lot of creeps. I say it all the time. Bon Natal. Exactly. Thank you. Same to you and your family. Just pay attention, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, and people do take children. This goes on. It's not conspiracy theory. It happens, and people believe it can't happen to them. Today ended well, thank God, but it could easily have not ended well. You know, so just keep your eyes open. You know, pay attention. You know, people are these are crazy times, different times. Baywatcher, talk to me, brother. Just want to say, not using your show to call out celebrities. We have talked about Larry Bird a good amount the past 3 years, though. Oh, Bay, you think I shouldn't do the Rod Stewart's a scumbag? That's all right, Bay. I respect your opinion. Or are you saying let them have it? If somebody's a douche, shouldn't I let my friends know that they're a douche? Bay, you get to me and let me know. All right. If you guys want me to be a good boy and I'll tell you who were some of the cool celebrities and who were some of the not so cool, I won't get into those. If you do want that, I got probably about 4 or 5 years of good stories of those. Worked a lot of events, a lot of stuff. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Yes, 100%. 100%. Like I said, I don't, it was a fact. Oh, you don't, Bay, no. I just wanted to know because I know you look out. I know you look out for me and us. So I just wanted to, yeah, all right. All in. Let's look. We're going to do it. And I'm going to, whoever I had dealings with, and I think that you should not pay to go see them, I'll put it that way. Maybe you should save your money. Sounds better? Guys, have a good night. Peace. Love you guys. Good night. Be well. Safe.